but the one that place, when you look at your mind mapping, and you do that for each one of those streams, the one stream on your map that has the most written about it is the one you want to follow. And so my technique is to actually flip your page over, take that one that you're focusing on and do an entire mind map about that, about everything, the pros and cons of it, what you think people would say about it, what you think about it, all of the different ways you could research it and find out who you know who does that. So all of the aspects you build into this picture. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So it is, for me, one of the greatest ways to explore. Now, I've moved on from mind mapping to doing a process called Snapshot of the Big Picture, which I will be showing at the OSR conference. I'm going to show a little bit of that. So you'll get to see that. Stephen Ryder and I are going to present. But this is a perfect brainstorming technique to do with your theory paper. And today, they suggested that we use what you did yesterday as a means of consolidating it into all the different things that you learned about it. So that we may do that. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it up to you what you want to do it on. I'll ask you. Yes, you look quizzical.
I'm trying to figure out what it is that we did yesterday. What is it?
What'd you do yesterday?
Inquiry. No, but what would we be mapping, like just the whole day, or mapping like the conversation, one of the conversations?
Oh, I love that. That's a good question.
I'm just not sure. What
I think it could be
learnings from both days, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Friday, thank you.
Okay.
Not just Saturday.
There was a
It was Friday and
module
Saturday.
that we're talking about, or a whole it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Dana.
Okay, yes.
So Patti, what exactly does a graphic recorder do?
Okay. A graphic recorder, that's a good question. A graphic recorder, boy, I can't believe it. You haven't seen or heard of, how many of you work at Boeing? Raise your hands. Look at that. That is unbalanced.
Crazy, right?
It's unbalanced in the room. When I went through, I read all about you, each and every one of you. I small details I've integrated into my memory. I'm going to pull them out later. Almost,
yeah.
Really, in your case. So, really. But those of you that work at Boeing, there's a couple of graphic recorders there. Have you ever seen them?
No.
Okay. There's a guy actually who works in the Everett office who has, he built a graphic recording practice within Boeing. So you got to find him. I'll find his name. Yes, that's him. Yes, she knows his name and where to find him. There's another guy that came to one of my classes, but graphic recording, back to this, is graphic recording is like what you saw in the hallway, right, about the OSR program. It's a visual that's used to depict really concepts, pictures. You know, I often draw this as a little picture because if I were in business, I might want to be doing vision or strategy, and then benchmarking, and all of this in a visual form. So Nancy Margulies, who wrote the book, on mindscaping, she actually took mindscaping to a new level because she started to do pictures with it, which is actually what we're going to do now. She felt that just the words here, how it's like this, it doesn't give you the full picture and it doesn't engage your total brain. You're sitting out there thinking, big deal. I do that all the time, right? Aren't you? I always think that. And she felt that if you created your own iconic language and visual language to depict something, that you would actually get way more out of it, and you would remember the picture longer. So part of the piece about the mind mapping is that the feeling from Tony Buzan, I'm not biased at all, can you tell?
He didn't have you over for dinner.
Yeah, exactly, or give me his book. Hello, Guys in Britain. It's a long way to go. However, probably Chris Chopak, my old business partner, probably met him. Anyway, so he really felt that, he felt that it was the conceptual piece of it that helped. And he used visuals too. But he wasn't a graphic recorder. Now, how many of you have read the book by Dan Rome, On the Back of the Napkin? Okay, this is a great book too. Write that down. On the back of the napkin, he has a workbook, which I think is fantastic. And he shows you how to help people build and expand concepts through the use of visuals. And he uses a whole little systematic approach. So you Boeing people, the left side is going to love this book. And for the rest of us, the right side loved the book too, because it was a creative process that you got people in. But he shows you how to have the room use Post-its to move things around, which is another way that you can do mind mapping without drawing it up here, is have people add their little Post-its up there. You can see how that would work with the subheadings, right? So that's what a graphic recorder does. Live in the room or in studio, they create a visual that represents what you're talking about. So if I were creating a visual of what we were doing in the room, one piece of it would be about mind mapping. This is actually kind of a graphic recording. The other piece would be about what questions you've asked, which are important, right? And that feeds the conversation, and like in a World Cafe, it takes us to a deeper level, right? And then you have a visual representation of it. In the same way, when you do a mind map, you have a visual picture of what you've done. All right, that's enough talking. Get up to the wall, grab some pens. There's some paper at the back of the room, so some of you will need to stay at the table, and some of you will want to go to the wall with a piece of flip chart paper. Take at least two flip chart papers to the wall, put one up on it, and get yourself a little space. Get yourself 3 different color markers, not yellow, and get to up there, because we're going to do a little mind mapping now.
Can we use the visuals too?
I am going to teach you a few visuals, and so that you all have a basic vernacular. What do you think, Bill?
Absolutely.
Okay, how's it going so far?
You're on.
Okay, good. That must mean I'm telling too many stories. Yeah, take it at the end. Take it at the end. Oh, no, I'm going to leave it for you. Okay, proprietary. There's on the floor, they've torn off a bunch of pieces already. Yeah.
Do you have an aversion to some of the Grove?
No, I think they're great.
Yeah, the Grove paper. I bought some of your stuff.
Yeah.
Use some of that.
That's good.
Yeah.
You can get it cheaper online somewhere. I'll have to tell you where.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Can 2 pages go up there?
2 pages is fine for now.
If not, I'll go over there. If I go in this corner, can we move the tape out?
You want to move this? You have to be able to work across that. But you want to use the table? I don't think you want to. How's that? Can you get in there?
Well, I guess I'll stay here.
Yeah, you can stay at your table.
We can work on the floor.
Work on the floor. You'll get something to put underneath it, because otherwise you'll at the back of the room, next to the recycling bin is the paper chart. And a couple of you, yeah. Yeah. Let's just turn this. Hold on. Then you can use that. What? Let's share.
I know. You have to that little spell on there.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Are y'all with me? Look this way, look this way, look this way.
We're with you.
Who needs tape? You got it? Yeah. Who has a place to work and doesn't? You, right there on the table, move everybody's stuff. Right here. Look, nobody's at this table. You, right there.
Their meeting did not work out.
Not the way to move that. All over that laptop.